All right, heading into week 6 here. Let's do some waiver wire ads here. So I got a few quarterbacks that I like going into this with bye weeks coming up and whatnot. You're gonna need coverage, and so I like Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has shown that even without Malik Neighbors out there, they're kind of piecing it like together over there. Brian Dable is starting to look pretty good, making the right play calls. So Daniel Jones is a good coverage guy moving forward. Also, for kind of the same reasons, Kirk Cousins. Atlanta, I said it last week. If Atlanta can figure out how to put their puzzle pieces together and make this start working, because they have all the pieces to be like a very successful offense. They just have to figure out how to do it. And last week they showed they can put that shit together. 509 yards. That being said, Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones, going forward with the bye weeks all coming up, go get one of them to help cover you on your, when Jalen Hurts is out or whoever your quarterback is. Or if you just need a quarterback in general, maybe you drafted Deshaun Watson and it's not panning out. Running backs. Tank Bigsby has been dropped in a lot of leagues. He's been pretty up and down, but he is still out-snapping Travis Etienne. And he's getting the red zone shares. I don't know if Etienne's just not showcasing or if maybe he doesn't feel great or they're worried about him or something, but he's not seeing the carries like Tank is. And Jacksonville started to kind of see they're in like Atlanta a few weeks ago. Jacksonville just hasn't figured out how to get their pieces together. Their play calls and what pieces they have. So Tank Bigsby, great coverage. Another one, as long as Singletary's out, and this guy could overthrow Singletary, to be real. Tyrone Tracy fucking blew the fuck up. He looked great for the Giants. And the Giants like to run that rock. So Tyrone Tracy is a great ad. He's not even one that's like hey, this is good coverage. Like, he might just be a start if he just replaces Singletary. And then kind of a deeper one, if you're in a deeper league, like a 16-man, Roschon Johnson saw all that handoffs in the red zone. He is reliant on touchdowns, but if you need somebody to just cover you for that 1 week, I like Roschon to get in the end zone. The Bears are getting a lot more aggressive on offense, so I like Roschon to get in the end zone. I like him as a bye week coverage, not as a long-term solution. Wide receivers, I called this one last week prior to the game. I said Jalen Tolbert was going to pop off, and he did. He had 87 yards. He had 10 targets. He had a touchdown. As long as Brandon Cooks is out. And I think you might see this more and more, even if once Brandon Cooks comes back later in the season. Tolbert is super athletic. And he could continue to gather more and more targets. And like, he's building that chemistry with Dak. And they need that. They need somebody else other than CeeDee Lamb to take some of the targets away. Speaking of targets, with Rashee Rice being ruled out for the season, Juju Smith-Schuster showed real chemistry and like the ability to step up in a situation where they needed a wide receiver to show up. Juju had 130 yards on 8 targets. They threw to him a lot. He caught, I believe, 8 out of 10 targets. Or wait, no, 8 targets. 6. He caught 6 out of 8 targets. And that being the case, like he is a must-go get. Like with that Chiefs offense, like they need somebody to pick up Rashee Rice, and it's kind of looking like it's going to be Juju. Following on the Kirk Cousins train, the Atlanta wide receivers, I actually like Ray McLeod over Hodge, but Hodge did good too. They saw about the same amount of targets, about the same amount of yards. I like both of them. Kirk Cousins, I'm a Minnesota guy, and we've had Cousins for years, and Cousins likes to spread the ball around. He throws to whoever is open. That's what he's looking for. He's not trying to feed somebody. He's just whoever the fuck is open is getting the ball. So that being the case, with Cousins starting to kind of piece this offense together, Hodge and Ray McLeod are going to continue to see targets. Also, and this is in a little bit shallower of a league, or for somebody who maybe dropped him because they just weren't believing, or they grabbed somebody else who was hot like Wicks. Darnell Mooney, I know, got dropped in a handful of leagues. That dude is a must-add. He is Cousins' favorite fucking target, at least in my humble opinion. Like, Cousins seems to lean on Mooney a lot, and like Cousins is going to resurrect Mooney's career. That's what I got for wide receivers. I know there's more, and like you can argue, but these are just some quick takes. Some tight ends that I like. I really like Tucker Kraft if he's still out there. Jordan Love loves to check down. They run a lot of deep routes with Jaden Reed and Romeo Dobbs, and they throw it out. And Kraft just runs this underneath route, and like he's just the perfect safety net, and he is very aggressive with yards after catch. So I like Tucker Kraft. Likewise, for very similar reasons, Conklin. Aaron Rodgers Conklin was a check down monster for Rodgers, just running the drag route. Once again, same thing. Garrett Wilson runs out there. They run these deeper routes, and like Conklin was always just coming across the middle or on a simple out route, a flat route. He was just open. Like he was just that easy 3-4 yards or whatever, but saw lots of targets, and those add up after time. He got a lot of first downs. I know, I watched that game close. I'm a Vikings fan. 5-0, baby. And lastly, Jonnu Smith. He had 8 targets for 62 yards. Now, their QB play is questionable at best. However, 8 targets, 62 yards. If you tight ends have not been great, so even if you can put up 6-7 points out of a tight end, go look at picking up Jonnu Smith. These are just my quick ads. I've been really busy this week, so I didn't get to dig in quite as much as I normally would into the stats and stuff. But these are quick ads that you can go plug and play for Week 6, coming up on bye weeks, because we're going to have bye weeks for the next few weeks. So start planning ahead. Start grabbing these guys when you can.